Hello, welcome back to part 2 of how to make a buffalo plaid plastic mesh coaster. So this was the pattern I was following, one that I made before. This is where we're at now. So I showed you guys how to do the first couple squares and gave you the pattern and showed you the technique. So this is the follow-up. So this is the part where I'm going to finish the last square and then I'm going to add that border on there. Okay, so this is what yours should look like at this point. Here's the back, nice and neat and tidy, nice and flat too. So as a coaster, you want it to be flat and nothing to snag. All right, so we're on the last color, and that is white. I'm measuring this out between about 16 to 20 inches. I'm gonna that, folding it to thread the needle. All right, let's work this last square. So hopefully you had got a rhythm down and figured out some of your techniques on how to do this. Okay, so how long did that take me to fill in the rest of those squares? I'm going to say about an hour and 20 minutes, give or take. So obviously it's not the length of this video that this project takes. I'm going to say these squares, hour and 20, let's say about an hour and a half, plus I have to do the border. Not a bad project to accomplish if you want to do a set of them for an evening or a weekend. So I am going to do a black border on this. You do any color, obviously. I'm going to have a follow-up video on how to select the border, and there's a couple different ways you can do the border, especially if you don't want to just do the one color. So watch for that video coming up, because there are different ways that you can do that. I am just going to use one color and go all the way around. Sometimes I wait until I'm done with the actual project before I do the border, because I'm undecided on what color I want to do. I don't always do a solid color border. So yeah, there's different options. So I'm going to do a follow-up video for that. All right, time to unwind the yarn here as it's twisting up. So I'm not showing you how to do it on this video. That is in part 1. Part 2 is just wrapping this up, basically. But I will slow down. All right, once I get to the border. So last one. Get it underneath about 2 to 3. Trickier here on the end, because I need to pull on the canvas. There's nothing really to pull on, so I got to push this through as far as I can. That was the trickiest one so far. And pull out all the way through and cut it all the way off, really close. All right, now we're gonna grab the black. Okay. So we're going to start on how do we measure this? Well, I pretty much do for the length here. This is how much yarn do I need. I'm going the length of each side. I'm going to do 2 of them. So 1, measure it out 2. Okay, now I got to do all 4 sides. So there was 1 side, 1, 2. There was 2 sides, 1, 2. There was 3 sides, 1, 2. There was 4 sides, plus give me a little leeway for my tail here and to weave it in. All right. We are on the home stretch of this project. Okay, so I'm going to want to, from the back, come on. Okay, we're going to pull it all the way. Okay, sticking out just a tiny bit. Okay, now from here, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go right where it came out. All right, line that up, and I'm going from underneath, and this is the border. Oh, and it just pulled out. I was pulling too fast. Well, it's a tutorial. These things happen. Goofiness. All right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna hold this with my finger. I'm gonna go from underneath here, pull it through, and I'm holding it with my thumb. I was pulling a little bit too hard. I'm holding that down with my thumb so it doesn't come out again. Okay, so got that through. Now I'm going to go, I'm gonna work to the right here, to the next square coming from underneath, and we are basically just wrapping this around the border and going from each square. So what I'm gonna do here is get to the corner to show you how to do the corners, and then I will skip to the end. So I'm just going one square to the next from underneath. Okay, I'm gonna double up. So I've got 1, 2, let's see if this works, just in case you were curious. Yep, sometimes the yarn doesn't pull through. But I have enough room here in these squares for it to do that. So I'm doubling it up. And that one got caught. We're almost to the corner. Hold it with my fingers so it doesn't get caught underneath again. Okay, so in the corner, I'm going to do 1. I'm going to do 1 more, making sure that it stays on this side here. Don't let it flip over to the other side. Oops. So I'm in the corner again. 1 more time, holding that with my fingers. And I'm going to do it 1 more time, so a total of 3 times within that corner. And I'm going to let it go now to the other edge, just because I don't like the corners of the plastic showing through there. I like it to be a little bit more covered. You can do 2, 3, 4, whatever you want. Definitely not 1 though. All right, so now I'm just going to keep working this until the end, and I will definitely meet you at the end. Okay, we're on the home stretch here. So I have 1 more corner to do. Now, because you keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping this yarn, it definitely is getting twisted. So quite a few times I've had to take my yarn and unwind this, let the needle pull it down, and it unwinds itself. And it took about 5 minutes to do that border. All right, so getting to the corner again, we do 1, 2, okay, and 3 times in that corner. Just guide that yarn so it covers all the way around. And as you can see, we have more than enough yarn. So as you do these projects more and more, you can get down to like how much yarn you actually want to work with. I always like to have just a little extra just in case I don't like to run out, because then I have pieces. All right, so now we're at the end here. So what we're going to do is definitely use the square here that had the beginner stitch. You want to go into that so this connects. Otherwise you will leave a space there with the plastic showing. So we're going to go into that square, and then we're going to turn this around. I'm going to tug on that to tighten that up a little bit, that first little tail there that we put underneath. Now I'm going to go diagonal a little bit here and stitch this underneath. I feel like I'm catching stuff over here, which I am. I gotta pull this back out a little bit. I just gotta pull on the yarn here. Okay. And I'm pushing this down and pulling the needle up a little bit so it doesn't catch those strands of yarn. And pull it tight enough. Everything looks good. It's all connected. And cut that off. And I'm just going to leave that one. It's not going to matter as far as like how it lays. All right, there we go. Super cute. Hope you guys have fun with this project. I hope this helped. Let me know if you have any questions regarding this in the comments below. Please make sure that you watch the first video. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.